Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, let us work hand in hand to build a nation together. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, we have a moment to reason together. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. When you share the live, you give your friends on your page the opportunity to view, to listen, to follow. This morning, I want to start off by applauding NAWASA for, again, bringing clarity and bringing information to the public about the ongoing projects and where they're at and what will come next, and the fact that the project has an expiration date means that they have to work overtime. They have to expedite the whole thing, because many people do not understand with grant aid, there is a start and an end. And when it finishes, when that project comes to an end, even if you do not complete the project, you would have no access to money and there is no extension. So you have to do all in your power to utilize the money within the time frame given. Because this project started years and years and years ago, just that the implementation of the project, right, did not come on stream. And then the government had to go and beg and plead with the United Kingdom for them to give them that project back, because they lost it. The both projects, the one for the western side and the one for the southern side. But they were able to get the one for the southern side back, where they're laying the pipes, doing work on the sewer system in St. George all the way down to the south. Look, Grenadians have to understand that with development comes inconvenience or challenges, and they have to kind of be tolerant, because when March comes, when the end of March arrives, that's it. It's finished. So they have to utilize the money now. So again, I'm happy that NAWASA gave an update on the project so that people could kind of get appreciation of where they're at with that project.
Speaking at a press conference on Friday, NAWASA's Planning and Development Manager, Wim Cox, explained that the project is divided into two main components, both of which are critical to improving water delivery to communities in the south of the island.
This project has been in implementation for the last 6 years thereabout. A lot of issues, COVID-19 would have created challenges and would have brought us to this juncture where we were at implementation. The fund has an expiry date. That terminal disbursement date is March 2026. As a result, the project has to be accelerated to be able to accomplish the implementation within the time.
The Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project is a major infrastructure initiative aimed at improving and expanding access to potable water in the southern part of Grenada. The project focuses on increasing water production capacity, upgrading storage facilities, improving transmission networks, and strengthening the overall climate resilience of the water sector. Communities served by the Annadale and Concord water networks are among the primary beneficiaries. The project is being financed through a UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund (UK-CIF) grant, with a total allocation of approximately 57.8 million EC dollars. Meanwhile, road reconstruction associated with the project is now underway. UK-CIF project coordinator Nigel John acknowledged that while some challenges were encountered during implementation, progress continues, particularly with pavement works.
Starting last night, from the Food Fair traffic lights moving north, the permanent road reinstatement has actually recommenced. So paving has been done from the traffic lights coming. It's about 600 meters or so was done 200 meters, done last night, about 660 feet from just by the Redon gas station. Not sure what that is. I didn't do it. The Redon gas station next to Galleria Mall, all the way up to just about the entrance to go into the beach. Tonight, we will be continuing the paving from where we were stopped last night, and the anticipation is that about 150 meters shall be done tonight.
John noted that several sections of the network have already been pressure tested and are now being paved as work advances. He estimates that this aspect of the project is about 65% complete. To minimize disruption to the public, much of the work is being carried out at night, between the hours of 9 p.m. and 4 a.m.
We will be continuing the road reinstatement all the way up, just past Silver Sands. And why this area? The pressure testing has already been successfully done. We will then be moving to the section from Excel Plaza. We do have a bit of paving from the Sugar Mill roundabout to Excel Plaza. That had been already pressure tested and successfully so that was paved.
The project formally commenced in April 2024, with physical implementation beginning in July of that year. It is scheduled to continue through March 2026. According to official project documentation, March 31st, 2026 represents the terminal disbursement date, meaning all UK-CIF grant funds must be fully utilized and the project completed by that time, with no extensions permitted under the financing agreement.
Right, so that is important. That last part, there is no extension permitted beyond March the 30th or the 31st. The end of March. That's it. So Grenadians, motorists in particular, they need to kind of come to that place where they understand what is at stake. And if you're patriotic, you would become more tolerant and have more understanding. Yes, you might be a person who traverses the Grand Anse route on a daily basis, and you see that they are making a little progress. They doing some reinstatement of the asphalt, meaning they putting asphalt on the road where they cut and so on. In simple terms, remember, this project comes to an end in the next 2 months or so. And they have to complete it. They have to lay all the pipes. They have to pressure test it. They have to do all that they set themselves out to do. Utilize the money, because when March comes or the end of March arrives, that's it. So I'm happy that they're actually doing some asphalt work in the areas that they pressure test or pressure tested. Then they move to the next step. I love that. But it's a two-phase project. The laying of the pipes of the water, and then you have the sewer issue. Because you're talking about pipes that were placed there 80 years ago to take the sewer from St. George's all the way down to the south. So, Nawasa, they're working very hard.
The acknowledgement came during a press conference addressing the ongoing UK SAFE project. Nawasa officials explained that a significant portion of the sewage network is not fully sealed, largely due to its age. As a result, cracks and failures occur over time, allowing external elements to enter the system. Project coordinator for the UK SAFE project, Nigel John, noted that seawater intrusion is a key indicator of damage within the sewage lines. He explained that when seawater enters the system, it signals a breakage or a structural failure somewhere along the network. John further stated that while manholes are designed to be sealed, years of wear and tear and deterioration have compromised their integrity. This allows water to penetrate through the sides and infiltrate the sewage system.
Right? So this is why the project, to address that. In other words, there would be no sewer component if there were not a problem. Having a sewer component is being cognizant of the fact that there's this recurring problem that we're trying to address.
Nawasa acknowledged the seriousness of the issue, noting that these vulnerabilities contribute to the sewage leakage problem being experienced. Officials say this is one of the main reasons the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund project is currently underway. One of the main aims of the project is to rehabilitate and upgrade critical sections of the sewage systems, improve sealing and reduce future leaks and environmental risk. Nawasa assured the public that work is ongoing and emphasized its commitment to long-term solutions to safeguard public health and the environment. Reporting for GBN News, Shania McIntyre.
Right, so that's a piece from GBN News there. Again, folks, this is an age-old problem. This is not new. So it's good that they included the sewage, rehabilitation and so on, fixing that problem once and for all as part of the UK SAFE project. So again, patience is required, understanding is required, because if this was done years ago, we would not be where we are today. So it's good that they continue with the project and they're going nice so far, or nicely. Things are happening quite quickly and the project is looking good, but tolerance. So if you use that road frequently, there are back roads that you can use to get down to Grand Anse, right? When you're going back up, you have no problem. But to go down, you might have some challenges here, there, and everywhere. But they did fix the back roads, so you can actually utilize the back roads to go down to Grand Anse. All right, so I thought I should provide that to you because I think Nawasa is doing a fantastic job, and I want to encourage them to keep it up. All right, keep it up. Again, keeping with some good news again, because I believe in good news, providing good news to our people.
My name is Rosemary Sanderson Joseph. I'm originally from Broosham. I moved up to Mama Ken a couple years ago because I got married and decided to build up here. The access to the road to get to my house was terrible. At first, to bring up materials and stuff was
right. So it's a bit low,
and there was no
but it's really a piece of road that the Honorable David Andrews did, or David Andrew did for residents in that particular area. And they're thankful, they're grateful for it. And that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Well, now the road is here.
But it's a bit low
I'm so happy and
in volume.
appreciative for that Mr. Andrew had.
So the Honorable David Andrew is doing some good works in his constituency.
And we are happy.
Kudos to you
And I'm
and
very
thumbs up.
grateful for him for that.
All right. So the residents in that area, they're happy and they're grateful, they're thankful for the road there. All right.
Grant funding on the The Global Environment Facility, GEF, funded Climate Resilient Agriculture for Integrated Landscape Management, CRA project, will finance labor costs associated with the installation of 72 shade houses of varying sizes on approximately 55 farms across Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. The initiative is aimed at strengthening climate-resilient agriculture production while improving livelihoods within the farming community. Joseph Noel, Acting Chief Land Use Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture and the CRA project focal point, provided an overview.
Estimated the installation costs for the 29 small shade houses to be approximately 2,200 EC for installation of each one. For the 30 medium-sized shade houses, we've estimated the installation costs to be around 3,200 EC for installation of each one. And for 13 large shade houses, which will be installed with support from this grant, we've estimated the installation cost for each one to be around 4,200 EC dollars.
Royston Cumberbatch, General Manager of the Grenada Development Bank, cited this as an important move. However, one of the main challenges for farmers remain that of installation, and that's where the funding becomes useful.
The equipments are given as a way of through a grant from the GCF program, the Green Climate Fund program, which the GDB is actually administering. And one of the main challenges the farmers have been having is with the installation, because of course the equipments are given to them, but then of course they have to cover the labor cost, and there have been a slow implementation in terms of getting those equipments installed. And of course shade houses again are very technical equipment, so it's very, very good that the Ministry of Agriculture through the CRA, Climate Resilience Program for Agriculture, has actually given this grant of 229,000, I think that's the amount. 229,500, thank you, to the GCF, of course, right, for us to give to the farmers as grants to help with the implementation. So the project itself is due to come to an end this year. I think we have a deadline of around the middle of the year, but of course we're hoping for an extension. And we're hoping that with this grant, we will actually get the implementation done pretty swiftly.
The shade houses were procured through the Climate Resilient Water Sector in Grenada, G-Cruise project, and are expected to enhance farm productivity by protecting crops from extreme weather conditions and improving water use efficiency. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture is Isaac Bagwan.
I've mentioned before, we're happy to collaborate with the Grenada Development Bank in the execution of this particular project. The Met Office is already warning for this year, 2026, the outlook. We will have an extremely dry period, and within this dry period, there will be a period of drought. So the cliche of it is timely. It is really, in fact, this agreement is very timely because we expect that, from one crisis to the other, the farmers will go into distress because once there is not sufficient availability of water, then the plants will go into distress.
As part of the project's capacity building component, a cohort of students and tutors from the T.A. Marisho Community College, TAMCC, and a New Life organization, NULO, will receive specialized training in the installation of the shade houses. These trainees will be compensated for their work and will carry out the installations on the farms of beneficiary farmers. The initiative not only supports climate-smart agriculture, but also creates employment and hands-on training opportunities for young people.
Yeah, I love that. I love that aspect to it, right? Shade houses, because earlier during the year, quite a number of farmers got irrigation equipment, materials, and so on. Now they're getting the shade houses where, their plants could be shielded and, irrigated and all of that. But the use of NULO and TAMCC, using the trainees so that they can install, so that they can be a part of this could be medium to long-term employment for them. Because when they complete, remember, these things need to be maintained. These things need to continue. So this is a really good move. And again, farmers are benefiting. Farmers are benefiting from another injection of real money in their hands to set up these shade houses. This is good. This is wonderful. Kudos to the government of Grenada. Kudos to the Ministry of Agriculture. All right. And I featured the whole Pretty Alasani task force sometime last week. So this is nothing new. They continue to help the farmers in so many ways, but the opposition will still complain, grind and groan, and make you believe that nothing is happening for farmers.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Forestry has launched a sweeping new campaign to enhance service delivery and strengthen security for the nation's farmers. The initiative combines a fresh feedback mechanism with a major boost in frontline personnel to address long-standing challenges in the agricultural sector. As part of the initiative, the Pretty Alasani unit has introduced a survey designed to collect feedback from farmers on its performance while identifying areas for improvement. Inspector Desmond Daniel, coordinator of the Pretty Alasani unit, says the result of the survey will help strengthen the relationship between officers and farmers and ensure the unit remains responsive to the needs of the agriculture sector.
The questions is designed to gather feedback from the farmers on the performance, the effectiveness of the unit and its visibility within the country. We're also looking at recognizing the farmers' confidence of the unit since we have started. The response of the survey will help the Ministry of Agriculture, the Royal Grenada Police Force, and other related organizations to understand the strength and challenges of the task force and to guide in the provision of resources, to set policies, to guide in the amendment of laws and regulation, and to serve to help better provide service to the farming community.
In June 2025, the unit received a significant boost with the addition of 43 young male and female officers to better address the challenges faced by farmers. Before their deployment, the new Pretty Alasani prevention officers completed 6 weeks of intensive training at the Royal Grenada Police Force Training School. The program covered criminal law, policing techniques, ethics, crime prevention, legal procedures, and personal development. Inspector Daniel says the impact of the expanded unit is already being felt.
The additional number to the task force has contributed greatly to faster response to reports made. The more frequent farm patrol that serves as a deterrent to thieves in many cases, an increase in the solving rate of Pretty Alasani offenses, and already we recognize there is a growing confidence in the farmers of the unit. So these are some of the things that we recognize addition benefits to the unit since we started.
The officers have since been deployed across the country's 4 agricultural districts where they work closely with agricultural extension officers to support farmers and enhance security in rural communities. Christina John, GBN News.
Yes, so that's a piece from GBN again. Look, this is important because farmers for years have been complaining about Pretty Alasani. This government came and expanded that unit, provided them with transport, provided them with more workers to go on the different farms, to go into different markets and place where people sell, the vendors sell, to make sure that they're selling what they're producing or selling what they bought from authentic registered farmers. In other words, things are happening for the farmers. But the opposition, the NNP, they will still complain, they will still grind, moan, and say nothing is happening for farmers, which is rather sad. But that is how the NNP operates. But I'm bringing the information to you because I want you to be in the know. I want you to be knowledgeable of what is happening. When I spoke about the 16,000 young people who are benefiting from the hot meal program, this is good. This is really good.
With students returning to classrooms on Monday for the Hillary school term, more than 16,000 students will continue to benefit from the expanded school feeding program, receiving nutritious meals at minimal cost. This was confirmed by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Lawrence St. Louis Ned, during a recent Year in Review GIS program.
With the school feeding program, as Minister mentioned earlier, we are now up to feeding 16,000 children, which means that a child who may not have access to much food at home can actually come into school and get food. So that doesn't debar you from getting an education. So we're moving to the place where we don't want children hungry in school, because we know that that impacts their learning, their ability to learn.
She says government invested over $60,000 to upgrade cooking equipment at several schools to accommodate the increased number of students.
We have gone further to provide new equipment to schools. So from cookers to refrigerators, this year alone, we've spent in excess of $64,000, bringing in new industrial grade appliances into the schools. And you would appreciate that this is important because of the number of children that have to be catered for.
The Permanent Secretary also emphasized that schools receive subventions, including goods, to help offset the cost and meet the demand of the program.
The Ministry of Education, the government of Grenada, gives to each school an allocation, a subvention. So they get money to purchase items. The Ministry of Education also supplies meat and dry goods. So it's a combination of these two things. And I think it's important to point this out, that the ministry, yes, will drop off meat, and yes, they will drop off some dried goods, but the government also makes a deposit of cash in the account of the school so that they can buy other materials to supplement what is there.
Additionally, efforts are underway to expand kitchen garden programs in schools in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, further supporting the initiative.
One of the things that we are looking into is partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture. We know the Ministry of Agriculture is big now on bringing back the school gardening, and we are excited about that. We are so willing to participate in this program because we appreciate that that will give us the opportunity to get local produce into the program, grown right at the school. And this also gives the children an opportunity to participate in the gardening.
For MTV News, Troy Gill.
Right, so that's a nice piece from MTV there. And this is good. 16,000. In fact, I thought it was about 13 or 14,000 students benefiting on a daily basis from that program, the free hot meal program. But we are talking about 16,000 students. That's a lot. And again, I want to encourage farmers, encourage people with, citrus and stuff in their backyard. If you have excess, if you have plenty, pack it up and bring it to the school so that they can use it for the kids. Fishers, if you have a lot of fish, drop some at the school. And the opposition, the NNP, instead of complaining and concocting stories about this program and having all kind of bad things to say, mobilize the farmers, mobilize the fishers, mobilize the community so that when they have excess, when they have plenty, they can bring it to the schools, or you can carry it to the schools so that they would use it for the kids. But this is a good thing. Very, very good thing. And I want to big them up, and I want to encourage them to keep doing what they're doing. All right? That's important. But farmers, because the government really continue to help farmers in many, many ways. Everything is not about money. Sometimes it's good to give back, and down the road you will get a blessing. Everything is not about money, because the government gives a lot to you. Why not give back to the schools? That's a good way to say thanks, a good way to show appreciation. When you have plenty, give to the school or schools in your area. I want to encourage you. And homeowners, you may have, and nearly everybody in Grenada has some backyard and something planted up in the backyard. All right? You too can give to the schools. I want to take the opportunity to applaud the Ministry of Works because I realize they're doing some serious asphalt work on the road, patching up some of the potholes and so on. I could talk about the Good Hope Mardi Gras Road, right? Down to the main. They have been doing some work in the last couple of days in this area. And when I find out, they have been doing a similar thing in other areas where they're doing some serious patching of holes and so on, and paving in some areas. So I want to applaud them. I want to applaud them because you see, too many times you hear people complaining. But when the problem is solved or some solution is found and the thing fixed, you don't hear them come back and say, well, I want to applaud the workmen for the good work they did in this area or that area. They just go about their merry business, not even acknowledging it. So yes, you complain. Yes, you had issues. The government listened and they decided to fix it. They decided to correct it. So work is being done in quite a number of areas, quite a number of places where they're fixing the roads. Everything can't be done at once because there are limitations in terms of providing the asphalt and so on. We are happy that Reno asphalt plant will come on stream very soon if they have not yet started. But things are well on its way where that is concerned. But I am saying we need to hear from the same people who've been complaining, who had all kind of bad things to say. When good things happen, come forward and acknowledge it. Come forward and say, yes, I'm happy to see what they're doing in my area. Because the government cannot prevent potholes. Bearing in mind that the NNP administration dismantled public works, scrap it, where you had crew or different crews maintaining the roads. So the minute a little pothole shows up, they would go and fix it. They would not wait for it to get worse. That is what used to happen. Drains used to be clean. Roads used to be widened. Things used to happen during that time. But they dismantled that department. The Public Works Department responsible for maintenance of roads, the NNP administration. But the NDC is trying their best to fix these roads because I tell you, it would cost hundreds of millions of dollars to fix the roads in this country. Some of the roads, they need to be expanded. Some of them need serious repaving. And I understand that the government will be doing some serious repaving works from the airport all the way back to the tunnel in St. George's. And then in some areas like Marion, the Clift, over the Grand Etang, Calivini area, some areas on the western side, some areas in St. Andrew, because they intend to procure or get some equipment that would aid in that, which is great. And I love that. I'm happy to hear that. And what they will be doing, from what I understand, they're going to dig up, take the same material that's on the road now, and they would use that material plus new stuff. And just as they do in Trinidad and those other places. They would use the same old material, recycle it, add some new stuff to it, and get it to what they want it to be, and then they would do the paving of the asphalt again, one time, same time. So if that happens, and I understand it will be soon, right? That would be good news for the motorists and good news for people generally. So that is good, really good. The NDC Canada branch, they're having an event very soon.
It's time to support the NDC Canada chapter fundraiser. Join us for an epic karaoke night and oil dung sale. January 24th, 5 p.m. at the JCA, 995 Arrow Road, North York, Ontario. Karaoke night and oil dung sale. Sing your heart out with friends and enjoy delicious oil down while doing so. Got questions? Call 647-242-9256 or 416-209-6226 or 905-865-1027. Grab your friends and join the fun. Entry is just $10 with delicious food, refreshing drinks, and fantastic music. Plus, enjoy our mouth-watering oil down for only $25. Pre-orders are available. Don't forget you can transfer your payments to ndcgroupcan@gmail.com. Karaoke night. We can't wait to see you all on January 24th. So I'm grateful.
Right. So again, support the NDC chapter of Canada. Karaoke night with Oil Dung and Zon, January the 24th. Please support them. All right. Then Carriacou comes alive this weekend. They're having lobster and, well, the inaugural Lobster and Lambi Fest. So that's the first time they're having that in Carriacou. So please organize, mobilize, and go up there and support them. So the first night or the first day of that event is Friday the 16th, and it will be at the Wynwood Fish Market, Carriacou, from 4 p.m. Let the music play and the seafood fest begin. That's from 4 p.m. At 7 p.m., official opening ceremony and cultural performances. So that's on Friday. Then on Saturday, at Sanchez Beach, Petit Martinique, official ceremony, live band and performances. Good eats and great drinks served all afternoon, starting at 12 noon. And then on Sunday, they go to Paradise Beach from 12 noon, live band and performances, good eats, great drinks served all afternoon into the evening. All right? So those 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's the first time they're having that Lobster and Lambi Fest in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, because on Saturday it will be Petit Martinique's turn. So I want to encourage you to go up there and support them this weekend. All right, what? Lobster and Lambi, they're calling me to Carriacou. Yes. So Cassandra, Suzette, Joseph, Scott, yes, please go up to Carriacou. In fact, a friend tried to book and had some difficulty in getting a room up there, because quite a number of people booked to go up to Carriacou on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I want to encourage you to go up there and support them. And then Carriacou Carnival, I think it's the week of what? The 10th? I think around there, the week of the 10th of February. I stand to be corrected, but I think around there, the week of the 10th of February, that whole week, right? I think, because it's kind of early, I think it's that week into the weekend. So I'll keep you posted. I think it ends on the 17th, 18th, somewhere thereabout. So the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, 16th, the 17th, Carriacou will be hot. The carnival and all the events and so on. So this Lobster and Lambi Fest is a good start, if you ask me, all the way up to Carriacou Carnival. There's quite a number of things happening in Carriacou. So please support them, support them, support them. Carriacou comes alive. All right. Nice. So again, right. So no, the 16th and yeah. So I know the date of the event, but I'm talking about the week, not just the weekend. So I know when is Carnival Marshall. So I know, but I'm talking about the week before Carnival, right? So many people will come the week before, not just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the week before. So quite a bit will be happening in Carriacou the week before. All right, so the 10th, 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. All right, so we want folks to go up there and support all the events. Go up there before. All right, that is good. If you ask me, go up there and support them to the max. The Honorable Philip Telesford, he had a really huge event at Marion. Quite a crowd at that event. Eats, drinks, live band music, cultural performance, pan last evening. That was a great success. So take a bow, the Honorable Philip Telesford, on hosting such a good event. And quite a number of things are happening in the different constituencies. All right. So I want to encourage all the members of parliament, all the NDC members of parliament and caretakers, continue doing the work, continue putting in the work. The NDC Youth Arm, they had a cleanup at the Breakwater site up there in St. Patrick. I saw the Honorable Andy Williams. I saw the Honorable Ron Redhead. I saw the Honorable Joseph Andel. Did I miss out anybody else? And I saw the young people up there in their numbers cleaning that area, and they collected a good amount of waste. So again, the NDC Youth Arm is at work. Kudos to you, thumbs up. I don't know if the Honorable Dennis Connell was there too, and other MPs if you were there. Kudos and thumbs up. I'm only talking about what I saw on the videos that were circulating. So folks, I want to wish you all the best on this Monday. I want to say to you, let us remain focused. Let us continue to do what we have to do to guarantee NDC's success at the polls. Right, so Marsha is saying to me, the independence celebration in Carriacou, that is just a little after. So quite a bit is happening. So between Lobster Fest, independence celebrations, sometime in the latter part of January, then you go straight into Carnival in Carriacou. So a lot is happening. To the folks who pledge their finances to keeping the program going, try to honor that commitment. If you gave a pledge or you made a pledge, try to honor that commitment, at least between today, tomorrow, Wednesday, this week. Try to honor that commitment. The folks who made that pledge, who said, yes, I would give X or give Y towards the continuation of the program. All right? So holler at me, send me a WhatsApp message, call me up, and let's take it from there.